Okay, hi guys. So today we're going to talk about how to create, let me just check that this is rotated the right way, how to create a piece of artwork that looks three-dimensional. Even though this is on a flat piece of paper, it looks like we're staring up from the ocean, from the bottom of the ocean, up into, oops, sorry guys, I'm having a few issues with my, a few issues with my recording. Okay, so it looks like we're looking up into, through the water, through the sun, through all this seaweed, and it looks three-dimensional. There's two different methods we're using to do this. One is called one-point perspective, and one-point perspective looks like this. So I'm sure you've all seen a drawing that looks like this, where you've got a road disappearing towards the horizon. That little point there is the one point. Even though, again, we're on a flat piece of paper, it gives the illusion that this is three-dimensional. And we're going to use this today when we draw our seaweed. So the way we're going to do this is, on your piece of paper, you're going to pick the centre of your piece of paper. So put a dot in the middle. Okay, and sorry guys, I'm having a few issues with the camera there. So you're going to draw dot into the centre, and you're going to draw some very light lines, just pointing from the dot out to the outside. And you don't really want to see these because they're not going to stay. So start sort of there. We don't want to see these later on. They're going to be drawn really light. And then what we're going to do is we're going to draw our seaweed along or next to these lines. Now, this piece of seaweed is quite close to the middle, but if you notice here, most of my seaweed starts about this far out, and I haven't got seaweed all around the end. I've got some gaps. And I'm talking about seaweed, but if you're drawing trees, you want the same thing. You don't want to fill up the centre because we need to leave room for our creatures. All right. So, and you'll notice too that as I'm drawing, let's move this up, as I'm drawing, just like that road, I start off small and I come out. It's kind of like I'm trying to fill up this wedge. So if I draw some seagrass, it's pointy and then it gets bigger down towards the edges. And you can overlap it a little bit if you want to, but generally everything should be pretty much pointing towards the middle. Okay, so I'm going to work my way around drawing some seaweed, little clumps of it, and making sure you do leave some gaps in between. Okay, I'm going to leave it there and flip it over and show you this side. So what I've done on this side is I've finished all my seaweed and it's all pointing into the middle. And then what I've added is I've added my last element, which is size scale. And if you have a look here, I have got 5 or 6 sea creatures floating around and they're all different sizes. So you'll see this one, I've got this big one coming in from the side here. And he's really big. He looks like he's close. We've got another one that's a little bit further back, and then this one that's a little bit further back. He's getting further away, and then this one, and then lastly I've got this one. Boy, because he's so little, he looks like he's a long, long, long way back. So it's really important that you draw 5. I've actually got 6. I've got another one here. These two are pretty much the same size, but we're trying to get this to look like you've got 5 or 6. So I've drawn a really big shark here, and then my next one is here, and then I've got a smaller one here, and then slow one, and then a titchy one in the middle. So this is what we're aiming to do today. All of our seaweed or trees pointing into the middle. Leave some gaps in between so you can actually draw your sea creatures in those gaps. And this is what we're aiming to get done today. So I'll be coming around helping you with this, but if we get this done today, we may end up painting next week. All right, good work, guys.